with Destination Magazine, one of the things that we'll talk about later is third-party people talking about you. But anyway, we're gonna do just a big deep dive. So thanks. So I will be the first to tell you that I have learned some things even just in the last 2 weeks that are affecting what I'm saying to you. And last night, my dad's been sick, so I've been up in Sparta, where I grew up a lot, and at the hospital in Elkin. And so I didn't do slides, but we're still gonna do this, and I promise you're gonna get something out of this. But anyway, I was in bed, like going to sleep last night, and I was like, wait, what have I done on my platforms? Like, I'm about to tell you guys. And I went, nothing. So I'm preaching to myself here as well as you, okay? So, question for everyone. How many of you have used AI for anything in the last month? Raise your hands, okay? How many of you are just a little bit scared of AI? I am. I use it all the time. I still have lots of questions. It's still changing and evolving. But whether we're scared or not, we gotta figure it out, especially if you're a small business. Okay, how many of you are using a paid AI tool? Anybody? Okay, one thing on the paid tools, if ChatGPT is your tool of choice, if you're using the free version, it only goes back so many years. It's not like up to date right now, what it's pulling. So if you are using ChatGPT, or if you are using a tool other than Gemini in Google, I highly recommend using the paid tool because you're going to get more up-to-date information. So, this is the one thing I want you to take home. If you don't hear anything else from my presentation, I have so many things I learned from Ellie's, I'm already thinking about it. I never thought to put a call to action in my stuff. I coach social media. I never thought about putting the call to action in the bio. Anyway. So the one thing I want you to use from my presentation right now, what is the number one thing AI uses to talk about you to visitors, to get you into their answers? The internet? Sort of. You're close, getting hotter.
Google.
How in Google? What do they look at on Google?
Reviews.
Okay, reviews on what?
Google My Business.
Yes, your Google business profile is even more important than your website. It's every bit, maybe even more important than your social media. Why? It's feedback. But what does Google, okay, let's say, so somebody is saying, what is there to do in Wilkesboro? They're from Charlotte. I live in Charlotte, so I can say this. They might be a little snooty. They might be really great people. You can go either way. But they're very discerning. All travelers, whether they're snooty or not right now, are looking for the biggest bang for their buck, right? If they spend money, they want a good experience. So they're probably going to Google based on of a city, right? How many people do you know walking around thinking, oh, I wonder what there is to do in Miller's Creek? Right. Miller's Creek is awesome. There's great things to do in Miller's Creek, but they're probably going to get there searching by a city. North Wilkesboro may have more recognition because of the Speedway further out than even Wilkesboro. So, your Google business profile ties you to a map. And remember, AI is a robot. And so robots, if a person says, what is there fun to do in Wilkesboro, is going to put its little AI brain, whatever that is, on the map and look at around that map and see what's happening there. So, your location, now, am I starting to sound a little bit like what Ellie said? Your location. What is it that you sell? Can I ask you right now, if you know how many, raise your hand if you know the one thing in your business, if you stop doing it, you are toast. Raise your hand if you know what that is. What's yours? Castel Barone?
Selling wine.
Selling wine. Okay. Now let me ask you this. I told you I was going to do this to you. He's like, oh, she's doing it. Okay. So if you stop selling wine, you're not making any money. Is there any other thing that you do there that is really crucial to your bottom line? Do you do events?
We do events, but it's really all centered around wine.
Okay. All centered around wine. How about weddings? Do you win?
We are open to, we've done a couple. No.
Okay. But it's not as big a part of your business. What were you going to say right here?
Not having consistent business hours.
Right. Consistent business hours is really, really important. When my husband and I, Des is helping out with my dad today, when we are booking our media schedules, that's part of what we do is our PR. We book media here, I pitch media, I say, hey, write stories about this, and then we book journalists and influencers here. And so when we do that, and we can't find your hours, we're not likely to tell someone to come see you. It's just the way it is. And if we can't find it quickly. Now, so when Google is looking across platforms, they go to Google Business Profile first because that's tied to the map, and they'll pull what's in your Google Business Profile. They will look at your reviews, and they're looking to see if you respond to those reviews. And I know you're like, stab me now, I don't need another platform to have to answer to, but if you don't have time to answer on any of your platforms, answer on Google Business Profiles, okay? And get some of your good, solid customers to write some reviews. Just say, can you help me out? Are you willing to do this? And you can even give your customers a little card as they leave. Please put, and you can even say something like, rather than just saying great place, invite them, say, tell me specifically what worked about this for you. Because if Google Business Profile sees, when it starts to get warm, what do people want to do at restaurants? Do they want to sit inside or outside? They want to sit outside. Does your Google Business Profile say that you have a fabulous outdoor patio that overlooks whatever? Those are the kinds of pieces of information that need to be in your Google Business Profile. Oh, you got it up.
Can I say something about reviews real quick? There's about 58 people in this room today. That's 58 potential positive reviews that you can get for your business. I just wanted to throw that up there.
That's a great point.
So yeah.
I'm just giving myself a reminder about when I've got to shut up. Okay, all right, we're doing great. All right, so I'm picking a little bit on late bloomers. Barbara, raise your hand. She's right here. Okay, that is the Google Business Profile. It's this thing on this side. The regular Google results are over here. And one of the things you'll see, paid results will always be first. I'm not saying you have to be paid. But, and then you'll also see like Facebook or Instagram and things like that. So what what AI, Gemini, is the AI part of Google. What it will do is it looks for consistent information across platforms once it's dialed in on you, okay? So, and I am the worst at this. I'm going home as soon as everything wraps up with my dad, and we are gonna I'm gonna make sure I've got the same information on my website. I think I do, but I'm not really sure, and I haven't looked in a while. On my website, on that Facebook About section where it says what Ellie was saying, consistent information, the who, what, where, why of your business. What is it you sell? And when do you sell it, okay? And then Facebook, Instagram. If you do maintain your Yelp reviews and things like that, while you're cutting and pasting that information, go ahead and do it there too. Okay, now, when you're setting up your Google Business Profile, if you haven't done that, you can Google it really quick. What are the steps to set up my Google Business Profile? It'll take you through. I can do a whole hour on that. But when it takes you through, the number one thing in there is picking your, I'm gonna make sure I've got the exact words, is picking your specific profile category, your primary category. Well, they have 4,000 of them. You're gonna be overjoyed. So let's just pretend for a minute. If you're a restaurant, what category do you think you will pick? Huh? Say it loud. Restaurant. Okay. Here's something exciting. There's a few little things down in there, and you can pick Southern restaurant. You can pick farm to table restaurant. Okay? Now, you don't want to make it confused and pick 5 things if you also have a restaurant plus many, many other things. You may even want to do a separate Google business profile for your restaurant if you are like a giant resort. But so you can get a little more specific. Now, here's a great tip. Barbara, and her Google business profile is actually really good. She has a lot more room up here where she says a flower market. The market part signals that she is selling. Otherwise, if she just said flower farm, people might just think all she does is grow. She needs people coming to see her to buy, okay? And then if you scroll up, look, she's got a website, all that. She's got her, it's in Elkin, da-da-da-da. And then she's got her profiles in there, keep going. She's got her reviews, keep going. Now, what's interesting here, and Barbara, this is a place where I might ask some good customers to help me out. What you want to do is you want people to talk about buying flowers and their experience at your farm. So if you can get a little help there, then keep going up. And there, she has this great post where it talks about a family-run farm. You can probably, Barbara, get a few more things. It's okay to stay here, you don't have to scroll up. But you can probably get a few more things in that spot at the top and say, pick your own. We provide flowers for weddings. Like, where are the places you make money? And you need people to come. You talk about that up top at the very, very first. And then when you make that little statement about what you do, make that on your website, the top copy at the top of your website. Okay? Now, oh, I know what I was going to say. This is the greatest thing. This is something new I've learned. So, your Google Business Profile will let you change what your primary category is based on the season. Now, for restaurants, that may not matter. You may stay your same thing all the time. But for like a farm business, let's say Perry Lowe Orchards, okay? Perry Lowe's business model completely changes in fall. They become a destination where people take their kids and families. If you're great for kids and families, in your description, you need to say family-friendly restaurant, okay? If you're a place that's very exclusive, you may even want to say adults only. I mean, not many restaurants are going to, but if you are an adults only kind of thing, if you're Airbnb, if you don't accept kids, go ahead and say an exclusive place just for adults, okay? So you're signaling who your audience is, okay? And so, like one of my clients in Randolph County, they are an apple picking destination, then they turn into a pumpkin patch, and actually in the spring, when the blooms first come out on the trees, they're a photo destination. And they still have a farm and a bakery and all that kind of stuff all the time, but their primary thing that makes them money changes during the seasons. You can change your description up by season. AI is all about that. You can put fresh photos up. In the spring, what do people want to see? Flowers? Do they want to see snow? Of course, in this bizarre weather, we know that we don't always have so much control over that, but they need blue sky. So get pictures with blue sky. And as you're, if you get new pots or freshen up, we're getting ready for spring, we're freshening for spring, you get to talk about that on your business profile. Okay, so I think that gets us on that. Then I was just gonna say, the last thing, and I've got time to do this, yes, right before we go to questions. So, on your website, one of the other things you'll want to do is to put your content up in a way that sounds like a person talks. Because think about it, let's step back. So when someone is keying in to AI, and they're saying, what's fun to do in Wilkesboro? Or Castello Barone, Scott, I'm so glad he's here. His winery is fantastic. They've only been open a couple of times, a few years, but their quality at this age. I remember I was tasting one of your sparklings, Scott, and he looked at me and goes, "You're acting like you're surprised." And I'm like, well, I am, because the quality was at this incredible level. Beautiful wines in such a beautiful place. So anyway, so when you're, I totally lost my train of thought. Hold on, I'll come right back. Yes, okay, so on your website. So if somebody, thank you, is putting in, I've heard Wilkes has good wineries. I've heard there are good wineries in the Yadkin Valley. Where should I go if I've only got one afternoon? I mean, people are Googling things like that. So Scott wants to have, in his website, he wants to have his headlines on different stories that answer that question. You should come to Castello Barone. It's one of the best wineries in the Yadkin Valley because, boom, 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 boom. And that's a page on his website. And he can link to it from the homepage. Why should you choose Castello Barone on your visit to the Yadkin Valley? And see, he's getting that Yadkin Valley in, so queries about the Yadkin Valley are in there, okay? And then, I mean, put a great looking picture. Ellie talked about inspiring people. Gorgeous pictures inspire. I have been working in North Carolina tourism for more years than I'm gonna actually tell you, but my hair is white, that should give you a clue. And so, beautiful pictures of natural scenic beauty go bananas. You're like, I'm a restaurant. What am I gonna put with natural scenic beauty? If that plate you're serving does not inspire someone to eat and get hungry, we have a whole nother set of problems, okay? So, beautiful pictures, natural scenic beauty. Take your plate out in the sun and photograph it in front of your winery with the blue sky behind it. There are ways to get those colors that you need in there. So, let me ask you this. How many of you have heard, I'm going back to the farm thing a little bit again, oh, I'd really like to go to an agritourism destination today? Who has ever heard anyone say that ever? Oh, you have? Okay, that's a rare bird there. But what would someone usually say to tell themselves that they want to go?
I want to go to the farm, I want to feed animals, I want to go visit.
Yes. So, what you want to do is set up. You can visit the animals on our farm. Here's a helpful guide to help you know how to prepare for that. Do you have hand sanitizer? Do you, what are the animals you have? You know, what are the best times to come? Do you do it in the rain? Is it rain or shine? You know, all those kinds of things. Now, in our old-fashioned world, before AI, we called that, and what did we call that list? FAQ, right? Has anyone asked AI, what is the FAQ for the best places to go in blah, 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 blah? No. We talk like people. So we need to rewrite some of the headlines on our website to sound like people and then give the answers to the question underneath it. We're working with that on the Wilkes County website. We haven't got it perfect yet, but we're fiddling with it. And then there's one other thing. Oh, this is gonna be perfect. One other thing is, as you're talking about getting your information right across multiple platforms, we also need your listings right on our tourism site, because our site is large and we are spending a lot of money right now to drive traffic to that site. So the busier the site, the more that AI pays attention to where you're linked and featured. You want to make sure that we have your listing information right as well. Thank you, Becky. And if you go into that site and you click on things to do or places to stay, there are all these listings, okay? So, consistent. Then one of the other things that helps AI track you is third-party recommendations. So reviews, and then media. If you haven't had a story about you in the local paper, give them a call. I'm not kidding. Or ask them if they can come be a judge at the chili cook-off you're having. Or ask them if they're willing to come out and taste some of your wines. Or if they're willing to walk the property with you at your new Airbnb. and why you're doing it. Turn it into like a business story, and then make sure that Thomas knows about what you're doing. You let Thomas know, then he lets the rest of the team know. Okay, I'll let you be my first question, Adam.
Who do we tell if there's a mistake with the things to do or places to stay? Just email me, Thomas.
Yeah, and then Thomas is a party of one. I'm going to tell you that right now. Almost every other tourism organization in North Carolina that has a budget the size of ours has the tourism director and 1 or 2 more people. So he's got some contractors like me and like Becky and like Eva that work really, really hard, but not full time. So let him know, and then especially Eva, who's doing a recording right now of this, and I'm not going to make her raise her hand, but she can get it updated, so that's really important.
I'm a paid ChatGPT user, but I'm also an Apple user. I know there's a lot of demographics out there. Still, if I go to look for a business, I go to Apple Maps, and I'd seen something, and you guys might know the answer, that you don't try to promote Yelp like you do Google. That if you that it looks bad on you if you like ask your customers to write reviews.
Okay. I am not sure what the answer to that. He was talking about, you know, if that sometimes asking your customers to write reviews. Now, if you ask them on your website to write reviews,
Oh, no.
Big tech is closing in on us here.
it's mad. It's mad. If I
Oops.
don't,
Can I ask a clarifying question? Are you saying if you're asking them on the app to write a review, or you're asking them verbally? Yelp won't let you ask.
Yelp, yeah, Yelp won't let you Yelp. If you share the link, or if you share any of your product links to a customer who wants to, their algorithm or whatever can track it.
if you're saying it on the website as a regular part, like even like Facebook doesn't like for you to ask people to share in the comments. I just say ask people to share. I talk really loud. I'm just gonna ditch that microphone. So, but the sneaky thing to do is to have it on a piece of paper and hand it to them,
Yeah.
old school, a QR code. You can Google, how do I do a QR code? It's so easy. So that's what I would do.
I have that in my table. I actually have where on my YouTube channel, you can yourself here. Would you mind doing a review for us either on Google or on Facebook or whatever? And I have to they can scan it and it goes directly to.
So you have the QR code in your tasting room that invites people, and they can find the links to write the reviews. Great idea.
Can I ask a question? Because I've heard it, but I think it goes with what you're talking about. Why are some articles say what to do in Wilkesboro when the business is in North Wilkesboro or Miller's Creek? Why say it that way?
Yeah, Becky is saying, why are we saying Wilkesboro? A lot of the time, and I've learned this from our content creators that are writing blog posts that are very dialed into SEO. So what most content creators will do is go into Google keyword search, and they'll see what's trending and what's being used most. And they'll make a decision on whether to use Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro.
For connection.
Yeah, aren't we all? Or something. So some even look at Wilkes County just because they've heard Thomas and I say Wilkes County. Our Wilkes County name is really more of a political encompassing thing. Like, think about it. Visit Myrtle Beach just says Visit Myrtle Beach, but their TDA covers the entire area around there. Anybody in the room know what the county is for Myrtle Beach?
Ori.
Oh, you all are good. Okay. So, but there's a lot of business. So, you usually tie to that for keyword search. It doesn't mean with AI that the Google search engines and things have suddenly like quit having meaning. They still do. It's just that AI, to get both Google search and AI happy, you want to be able to do both. And in some ways, it's better for the regular traveler because now we're actually writing the way people talk. And based on whether you're an English teacher or not, that may be good or bad, but you know, just the way people talk. We're asking the questions. If you're struggling with how do I say this, ask some of your team members. Ask a friend one night when they're in. Like, how do you search for businesses like mine? And just listen to the things people are asking you on the phone. Are they asking, where do I park? You need your parking information in your I am 10 minutes from the Holiday Inn Express. I am near some of great downtown North Wilkesboro shops and dining. You may even want to name a few of them. I am 3 minutes away from the gates of Stone Mountain State Park. I am in Rhonda. See, one of the things with our wineries, their town is Rhonda. Nobody knows Rhonda, but you can say in your Google business profile, we are in the Yanga Valley and we are 30 minutes from downtown, I can't remember the exact number right now, 30 minutes from downtown North Wilkesboro, and there's many Airbnbs or short-term rentals. Okay, helpful?
One thing that I just learned yesterday that I thought was really interesting, and I'm in digital marketing and I had no idea. Google has Google My Business. I was talking to an agency and they told me about Apple My Business. And they highly recommended from the search algorithms that not only do you do Google My Business, but you can do Apple My Business. So when you're setting up your Google profile, just type in Apple My Business. They do the same verification, almost identical, and it'll also help with your search.
That's a great one. There are different Bing is also a good place to go. If you've only got bandwidth for one, do Google first, then go to the others when you catch your breath. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. My contact information, I didn't quite get to doing that. We'll email it in the follow-up, okay? And we'll have this, hopefully, if we get a decent recording, we'll be able to post this presentation and Ellie's on the Wilkes County Tourism YouTube channel. Okay, guys? Thank you.